There is a place on Earth so dangerous that even modern civilization gave up trying to fully conquer it. No highways crossing through it, no safe tourist routes, no functioning infrastructure connecting both sides, just endless jungle, mountains, swamps, violence, and one of the most feared wilderness regions on the planet. This is the Darien Gap, the only break in the Pan American Highway, the massive road system meant to connect almost the entire American continent from Alaska to the bottom of South America. And honestly, that fact alone should already tell you something terrifying. Humanity connected continents with roads, bridges, tunnels, and giant cities, but this place stopped us. At first glance, the Darien Gap doesn't even look especially unusual. It's just jungle, dense tropical wilderness, located between Panama and Colombia. But that description hides the reality completely, because the Darien Gap is not simply a forest. It's a maze of rivers, mountains, mud, insects, extreme humidity, disease, criminal groups, and terrain so hostile that even experienced travelers can disappear inside it, and many have. The jungle there is so dense that sunlight barely reaches parts of the ground. Everything feels alive. The air itself feels heavy, wet, claustrophobic. And honestly, places like this remind you how fragile humans really are without modern systems protecting them. People today are used to roads, GPS, hospitals, internet, emergency services. Inside the Darien Gap, much of that disappears, and suddenly survival becomes primitive again. Every step matters, every mistake matters. The terrain constantly fights against you, mud deep enough to trap people, flash floods appearing without warning, venomous snakes hidden beneath vegetation, mosquitoes carrying dangerous diseases, heat so intense that exhaustion becomes deadly surprisingly fast. And perhaps the worst part, there is often nobody coming to rescue you. For decades, the Darien Gap became infamous as one of the most dangerous crossings in the world, not only because of nature, but because humans made it even worse. Armed groups, smugglers, drug trafficking routes, criminal networks hiding deep inside territory, difficult for governments to fully control. And this is something many people outside the region misunderstand. The jungle itself is already terrifying. But when lawlessness combines with isolation, places become unpredictable very quickly. For years, even experienced explorers often avoided crossing the Darien completely. Some expeditions failed, others barely survived. Vehicles became trapped permanently in mud. Supplies ran out. People underestimated the psychological pressure of moving through endless, hostile wilderness day after day. And honestly, that psychological aspect may be the most overlooked part of survival. Because isolation changes people mentally, especially in environments where every direction looks the same. Dense jungle creates a strange kind of fear. You lose orientation easily. The world becomes green, wet, and endless. No clear horizon, no sense of distance, just constant uncertainty. And uncertainty exhausts the human brain faster than most people realize. But in recent years, the Darien Gap became known for something even more disturbing: migration. Hundreds of thousands of people now attempt to cross this jungle searching for a better life further north. Families, children, pregnant women, people escaping poverty, violence, political collapse, or desperation. And honestly, watching what happens there forces uncomfortable questions about the modern world. Because no human voluntarily walks through one of the most dangerous jungles on Earth unless the alternative feels even worse. Think about that. People are risking dehydration, robbery, drowning, assault, disease, and death because staying home feels more hopeless. That says something profound about global inequality. And regardless of political opinion, it's difficult not to feel disturbed seeing children crossing rivers through mud and jungle, carrying everything their families own in small backpacks. The internet often turns migration into political arguments, statistics, headlines, debates. But inside the Darien Gap, the reality becomes brutally human again. Exhaustion, fear, survival, people collapsing from dehydration, families becoming separated, bodies sometimes left behind in the jungle because conditions make recovery impossible. And honestly, the fact that this route became so heavily used may reveal something deeply broken about the world itself. Because the Darien Gap was never designed for mass human movement. Nature clearly never intended millions of people to pass through it. Yet desperation keeps pushing people forward anyway. Governments struggle to control the situation. Panama increased border security. International organizations provide humanitarian aid. Political debates continue across the Americas. But the jungle remains stronger than all of it. And maybe that's what makes the Darien Gap feel almost symbolic. It represents a collision between nature, politics, poverty, survival, and modern globalization itself, a place where human systems begin breaking down, where maps stop feeling useful, where civilization suddenly feels fragile again. And despite satellites, drones, and modern technology, large parts of the Darien Gap still remain incredibly difficult to fully control. That's honestly rare today. Very few places on Earth still resist civilization this aggressively. Most wilderness eventually becomes roads, cities, hotels, or industry. But the Darien Gap remains wild, dangerously wild. And maybe part of the reason people are so fascinated by it is because deep down, modern humans rarely encounter environments capable of completely overpowering us anymore. The jungle reminds us, very quickly. And somewhere deep inside that wilderness, people are still trying to cross one of the most dangerous places on Earth.